nice. That's that girl that was running downstairs naked, right? I love this anime. This anime is good. What's the name of this anime anyway? What it doesn't. A wind name. A wind named Amnesia. That's the name of the anime. I'm sorry, y'all. I was taking a little break and I pressed the record button, but I was just stuck on one of my best parts. Anyway, we're gonna talk about Wandering Waves. We're gonna be talking about this, this game that came out a couple days ago. I love this game. This is also a game that Tavis Kelly also recommended me to check out. I owe you a list. I owe you a list, okay? Because this is one of the games that he recommended me to. I don't think that's been not one game he told me to check out and I did not like. And I kind of feel bad because I recommended him to try out a couple of games that was single player, and one of them was Summoner. He didn't like Summoner. Not because the game was bad, but because the mechanics of the game kind of caught him off guard. And it just wasn't his cup of tea. So I'm gonna have to give him a good game that he does not know about, that's made from an indie company, and it really will knock his socks off. Shout out to his wife too. Shout out to you if you're watching this. I don't know why I'm shouting you out. Just gotta be a gentleman, because they say that if you talk to the husband, you talk to the wife as well. Quote from Tyrese, by the way. But anyway, Wandering Waves is a free game. It's a free game. It caught my attention when I seen some gameplay footages when Tavis was telling me about the game. And when he was telling me about this game, it was before the game released. And by this game being free, I couldn't say no. I was like, you know what? I'm going to check this game out when it releases, and then we can go from there. And I haven't played games like Zenless Zone Zero, but a lot of people's giving a lot of Zenless Zone Zero comparisons. And I've seen some gameplay footages of Zenless Zone Zero. And the reason I didn't play it is because I found out about Zenless Zone Zero in a later time. So at this point, it's like, okay, but this game having progression cycle of you logging in every single day, and they having characters that's coming out every few months or whatever, I'm gonna lose interest, because that's like a progression currency game, and it's like Diablo. I've stopped playing Diablo 4, and I don't regret it. And it's not just because of that, but it's an issue that I want to talk about later. But Wandering Waves, I played it. I love it. I'm playing that way more than I'm playing Marvel Rivals. And I was telling myself that I was going to take a break from Marvel Rivals because I had to catch up on my daily routine. I had to catch up on some of my paperwork or whatever. I had to catch up on some of my artwork. I'm planning on publishing a few books. And I was taking a break from Marvel Rivals so I can catch up on my daily life activities. But for some reason, Wandering Waves decided to take my time and take my soul and make me be in the currency level of me enjoying that as well. And I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all. I am in my mid-30s now, and I feel like I'm at the age where I need to take things like in a more lighter perspective, because as I'm getting older, I need to be more lighter and less strict on my soul. I worked my ass off, now it's time for me to enjoy my ass off. And for those who don't know about Wandering Waves and y'all looking for a JRPG free-to-play game, download it. Download the game. If y'all like free roaming games, y'all like games that has a lot of good content, you like JRPGs when it comes to jiggle physics, no woke propaganda, download Wandering Waves. Especially if you like games such as Zenless Zone Zero and Urza's Wheel of Fortune. Reviewed that game too. Y'all should check that out. When I play Wandering Waves, I'm gonna have to be honest with you. Let me take my enjoyment and just put it into a more critique perspective. I don't really play a lot of free-to-play games because I feel like free-to-play games is more of a suspect than a price tag game. And I feel like that's the reason why a lot of people don't play free-to-play games, because they feel like I'm gonna be stuck on this area, I'm gonna be stuck on this progression, so I may have to pay my way to win out. But no, Wandering Waves is not like that. The game shockingly has way more content than I expect. And by Wandering Waves having a lot of content, a lot of exploration, a lot of mini games, the list goes on. I feel like this game will consume the hell out of you. And that's actually what the major strength of this game is, the fact that this game, even if this game was $30 or $40, people wouldn't be tripping like that, because it does feel like a $30 or $40 title. The story of the game, how to explain the story? Well, the story is pretty like simple. You play as a protagonist that you can choose the gender to, male or female, and they don't have a pronoun selection. Thank God for that. They don't again, they don't have no bullshit, so no pronoun bullshit, no he, her, they, them, it, or the tickly thing that wiggles around the circle of the toilet bowl. They don't have none of those type of options. So you play as a male or a female protagonist, and apparently your memory suppressed. You don't remember who you was, what you've done. You just wake up in this land, in this area, and this person comes across you and they're guiding you, and you're led to find out who you are while you are exploring your journey. And I thought that, you know, like the story of it was not really that good for me to be hooked on to the game itself, but it was attacking me to know what else this game had to offer. And what I mean by that is that by this game showing me different characters and different other cycles of the whole project, it made me in the curious standpoint, okay, like this game is free. I see the potential of this game already. I see the strength of this game. Let's see if this game is gonna keep me entertained. Let's see if there's gonna be any down points, any points where it's gonna make me feel as if, okay, I'm gonna have to do this so I can go forward. This is gonna be a point where this is gonna just make me shake my head. But no, right when you get to the point where you're beginning to learn the whole basic maneuvers of the story, this is when the game begins to show you the major strength of you enjoying it in its full disclosure. And to top this off, I just want to say this: when we are introduced to the whole area itself, the whole map is huge. I thought this was gonna be like a small map that's gonna take like 5 minutes to cover it all, but no, this map is big. I mean, like Assassin's Creed big. It is huge, and it is not just where you just go around and you just get waypoints and you just progress through the story. No, like this whole entire map is filled with mini games, challenges, secrets for you to uncover, collectibles, materials, and just other enemies and other ways for you to just not just defeat but just obtain, so you can use the enemies' movesets so you can connect to your own combos. This the map is filled with so much yumminess of time consumage, and I like that a lot, because with a game like this, it feels as if they take a lot of JRPG's elements and they put it into a blender, and now we have wandering waves of ideas flowing around this whole entire map. And honestly, I thought I was going to be confused of where to go, what to do, what this item does, what that item does, but it's actually pretty self-explanatory. Now, to be fair, they do throw a lot at you all at once. They do throw you certain tutorials of how to do things and how to get there, and I do have to give them praise for that. Like, they do give you an example, and they do give you like a way to know how things work, but you're gonna easily be confused when you try to circle out the whole map and try to collect everything. But I do recommend y'all do that, because by this game having cosmetics, having seasonal characters for you to play with so you can unlock by in-game progression, or just paying for them and just hoping that you can get as much as you can, I recommend you guys just go across the whole game, collecting everything, go through the map before y'all progress to the story, so when y'all do get enough, then y'all can expand the map by progressing to the story, so y'all won't have to worry about it later. And by the time y'all do that, trust me, y'all gonna have so much progression to the point where y'all be leveling up like crazy and just getting a lot of currency, so y'all can get the characters that y'all want in the event progression cycle. The game is fair. The game is actually more than fair. Like, the game is very convincing. And by me exploring the whole game itself and just seeing how things was, before I knew it, I spent like 40 hours on the damn game. And what really killed my time the most was the fact of how much I was enjoying the exploration and how much I was enjoying the combat. The combat is intense. Hold on. There we go. The combat is intense. It's brutal, it's fast, it's balanced, it's it's eye candy too, because there were some scenes where I execute a special move, and I was like, holy shit, like that looks beautiful, that looks good, you know, for a free game. Like, I was surprised of just how much fluidity like the combat is. Like, it really do feel great, especially when you link other characters together. When you unlock certain characters on a game, you unlock a character that do dual wielding guns. You unlock a character that that's like a healing specialist, but at the same time she used like like a white like Digimon monster that helps you defeat enemies. Each of these characters have their own ways of how they attack enemies, and I think that's important because some of these enemies do have elemental wavelengths for you to only attack them. So if you're planning on just using one character and just sticking with it, no, you may have to switch it up. And I came across that while coming across the whole entire land itself. And when I was attacking these enemies, I was like, Jesus Christ, like it's saying immune, immune, immune. But right when I pressed that other button and I had my gunslinger, I was shooting them asses like candy, man. And it was addicting. It was very addicting. The boss fights was pretty good too. I came across some big enemies, some very, very, very tough enemies, but I've only died twice so far. Only time, one time I died was when I was doing like this trial and I was like very under level. And the second time I died was when I dodged too late, and before I knew it, they did me a little bit unfair. But no, like the game is actually pretty convenient when it comes to the progression cycle of your characters. You can level up, you can level up as you play. And at the same time, as you level up, you can level up your, like your abilities. You can level up certain stats of your weapons, and so on and so forth. This game is very self-explanatory when it comes to the exploration of the materials that you use, so you can know how to use it in your own discretion. And they actually let you know this. They tell you what to use, how to use it, and sometimes they tell you when to use it. Because there were some times where I would like grab something and I was about to upgrade it, and they will let me know, hey, look, if you do this, this will happen. If you do that, that would happen. So that's actually good. That actually, it actually let me be aware, like, okay, maybe I should hold on to this for later, just in case if I might need this material for another character that I'm trying to level up. So it does have you thinking from time to time. I'm very surprised of how detailed this game is. I'm actually surprised of how much I'm enjoying this game. This is the second game I've played that's free to play, and it's putting me into a more enjoyable effort than a lot of games I have spent an arm and a leg on. Wuthering Waves is definitely a game that you guys should be playing, but does that mean that this game is perfect? Not by a long shot. Even though this game has a story, this game's story will pull you into the immersive cycle, but the dialogue of the story and just the chemistry of when we have like downtime with these characters, I may be the only one that's gonna say this, but I think that the story progression is very boring. There were times where I would get into the dialogue of the story and they would just talk. And it's not like the information that they're talking about is important. There are some times when they were talking, they would ask the exact same question, and then they will go on and on and on about the same question that has nothing to do with the whole plot, or if it does have something to do with the plot, they keep feeding us the same question over and over and over again. And there'll be times where you'll feel like you're not getting anywhere, so there was times where I had to put the fucking thing on auto translate so it can just go all the way through it. But there'll be times where I didn't want to skip it, so I was like, you know what, maybe I should just listen to this. But then when I listen to it, nothing really happens. So thank God we have certain cutscenes that explains the whole narrative of this, of the story itself. And what's wrong with the protagonist? And what I mean by that is that when we are introduced to these dialogues or these when the protagonists speak, the protagonist talks and sometimes she doesn't talk. Sometimes we are introduced to the protagonist saying things, but it's through dialogue, so you don't hear her talk. But then sometimes she just says it, and I'm like, wait a minute, who the hell was that? Sometimes I didn't think it was a protagonist. Sometimes I just thought it was just somebody else, but it was actually her speaking to the other characters or the enemies. And I'm like, wait a minute, we're not doing the dialogue anymore? She's finally talking, but then it just go right back to the dialogue. It's like the developers did not know which mind to make up. It's like, should we make her talk? Should we not make her talk? So it was kind of annoying, man. It was like, man, like, I would want to hear her talk more if we was getting into that point of immersion of the whole gameplay dialogue itself. But I feel like with games like this, man, when it comes to JRPGs, there's a lot of JRPG games that I reviewed that kind of had a problem like this. And if we're going to go nitpicking, how about we go to the whole character variation of people in your roster not running with you in the field. Now, I know RPGs does this a lot, where we have like Final Fantasy characters running around, but there's only one main that's there. I don't like that shit. I don't. This is the year 2025. If I have 3 or 4 or 5 people in my team, they should be there with me in the field. They shouldn't show up when I choose them. They should be there when I am there too. Even Final Fantasy knows this. That's why they end up having characters be in the field with them. Now we see Tifa. Now we see everybody else. Because new graphics, new gameplay, new mechanics, new system, new improvements. But overall, despite the issues that I put up about this game is great. Very addicting. I cannot wait to play it right now, but now I'm on the fence. Should I play that or Marvel Rivals? I play Marvel Rivals all fucking day. I'm going to go and play Wuthering Waves again. Not unless if my buddy Tavis gives me another video game suggestion. If he does that to me again, it's game over. I recommend y'all to play it. Wuthering Waves. I think you can play online on there. If it is, add me. My name on there is... What is my name on there? Oh, Dark Sector. That's my name on there because it's one of my favorite PS3 games. You couldn't really give yourself a big name on there, I think. So that's the reason why I named myself on there. So what's my rating on the game? A-. I'm gonna give it an A-. 2 problems, knocked down 2 points. A-. The game is great. Free to play game. Can't really brag too much of just how much of a hidden gem I have found thanks to Tavis. And I think if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even have gotten to that whole topic itself of just playing the game and just finding it to begin with. One more thing I need to mention before I get out of here, guys. I noticed a lot of people's been asking me questions about like my channel and just the future of my channel, seeing like if I'm gonna be posting like any type of content when it comes to my streaming. It depends. I haven't streamed because I've been moving things around in my room. I ordered a few more things cyberpunk related, so that's the reason why I haven't been streaming or whatever. I did not think that people was watching my streams, honestly, so that's the reason I kind of laid off it. But I've took that time to just move my stuff around and just order more material. So don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you guys. Just let me know if y'all interested of me still showing y'all my gameplays of Marvel Rivals, because I'm playing the hell out of that before that game dies out. But I don't think that game's going to die anytime soon. The game came out strong, and it's only going to get stronger from here. What is wrong with my throat? But anyway, that's all I have to say for today. Please stay tuned for my upcoming reviews and videos headed your way. This is Hugo, your critic teacher. And I hope you all have a good day.